Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tino and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a haul. It is mainly Middle Eastern with a sprinkle of niche, okay? You guys know, as much as I love Middle Eastern fragrances, I love my niche and designer fragrances. I started my channel loving designer, switching to niche, and then getting into Middle Eastern. So in order to cater to every facet of the perfume spectrum, especially in regards to my subscribers, I tend to buy a little bit of each category, not just Middle Eastern, okay? I love Middle Eastern, but sometimes it can kind of get redundant, especially with the dupes. I really wish Middle Eastern can come out with original fragrances. So a lot of the fragrances I do have seem to be originals, and if they're not originals, please let me know, because you know, I really don't do a lot of research. I just buy what I see that's current and I bring it to you guys and let you guys, you know, sniff in this journey with me. If you are just new to my channel, you just clicked on my thumbnail, you're wondering who I am. My name is Tino. I'm a lover of fragrance, beauty, and lifestyle. If that's the kind of content that you do like, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to click those post notifications to be notified of a fresh new content. Now, if you're already subscribed, thank you guys so much for clicking this thumbnail. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned and being a continued supporter of Tino. Now, if you guys are interested to see the goodies that I hauled, then please keep on watching. I'm going to start with niche and then I'll end with Middle Eastern, because I know this is what you guys really want. So if you guys are interested in niche, you can keep watching, or you can check the timestamps down below. I do have the fragrances timestamped, so you will see it go from niche to Middle Eastern. Now let's get started. Now the first fragrance that I wanted to talk about, it's a fragrance that I believe was a release that happened towards the end of the year. It's from Argos. This is called Sacred Flame. Now, I wanted to get my hands on this fragrance because it's a newest release. Now, this is a very warm, spicy, citrusy, vanilla, woody fragrance. When you first smell this fragrance, you're going to be a little bit off-putted by that flame note you get in the fragrance. The fragrance has cinnamon. It has something spicy, something fruity, sweet, a little bit fresh in the background of the fragrance. And I absolutely thought I was gonna hate this, because initially when I sprayed it, I was like, what the heck is this? Because it was so strong and polarizing, but I couldn't get none of the fruity notes. And the reason why is because when I got the fragrance, it was really cold outside. It was about 10 degrees. So the fragrance was freezing. So I barely could get a note to save my life. Once the fragrance has settled down, I was able to get the peach, the tangerine that's on the top, the ginger notes, and some of these citrusy notes of bergamot. This is a really spicy fragrance. It does have some clove and possibly a pepper note, I'm not sure, but you do get cinnamon. Cinnamon is there and you can smell it from the start to the finish, and there is some floral notes of rose in there as well, but then you do get some amber. When I smell this fragrance, I feel like there's a leathery undertone to the fragrance. I think the note that I'm thinking that's smelling like leather is the bark note in this fragrance. I've never smelled the bark note before. This is my first time, but please do not blind buy this. Do not say Tino sent you to blind buy this. This is not a blind buy worthy fragrance, okay? It is a fragrance that you need to smell and decide whether this is meant for you. This is a true unisex fragrance. It's not a fragrance that is feminine leaning or masculine, but it's definitely not feminine leaning. So if you're thinking that's what you're getting, no, not this fragrance. This fragrance is not for the faint of hearts. It's for the daredevils that want something strong, intoxicating. I will definitely be keeping you updated on this fragrance. I really think it's a really good release. I feel like it's not for everyone. This is really not a bad fragrance, but yeah, it is a very complex fragrance. The next fragrance is from Electimuss. This is called Caspian Cherry. Now, this fragrance is very fruity, very spicy, very warm, a little bit of woodiness, a little bit of muskiness to this fragrance. It has a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of coffee to the fragrance, and it's just a very sweet, slightly gourmand, in my opinion, kind of fragrance. Now, I heard so many positive and negative reviews of this fragrance, especially if you go to Fragrantica. You can get dissuaded of getting a fragrance if you listen to some of the reviews that people are saying on Fragrantica about this fragrance. A lot of people say that this fragrance is very masculine, then you hear the men say that it's very feminine, and then you hear both say that it's a unisex fragrance, that you don't get no cherry in the fragrance. First sniff, there is a cherry to this fragrance. I don't know what people are smelling. I don't know how their noses are picking up notes, and I don't understand where in their flipping mind do they think there's no cherry in this fragrance. Because I will tell you, there is a cherry that actually is prominent in this fragrance. This cherry is on top, it's sweet, it's juicy, it's a ripe cherry. It's just there front and center. And then you get those gourmand notes of chocolate. The chocolate is there. Oh, this fragrance is just another cherry fragrance that's super unique. I'm so uber glad that I got it and I didn't listen to none of the reviews that I saw on Fragrantica. Fragrantica, I feel like everybody there either has a cold or a sinus problem that they can't seem to get it on with the notes that they're smelling. I feel like they smell odd things. I feel like they smell things that are not there. There is a coconut to this fragrance. There is some amaretto. Gosh, guys, when I tell you this fragrance is sexy, there is a cinnamon to this fragrance too. I will tell you that it's not super sweet. It is unisex, but I will say 30% masculine, 70% feminine. So it's definitely a feminine fragrance, like some of them have said on Fragrantica. So I agree with them on that. But I don't agree that it's masculine. It is not masculine, okay? I feel like a man that smells this might think this is too girly for them. But I will tell you, I love the fragrance, and I'm so glad that I didn't listen to anybody and I got my hands on it. So it is a 2024 release, and this is my first Electimuss fragrance. So I am so interested in trying so much for the brand. The one that I really wanted to get is Trajan and Rodante. And I also was looking at Victor and Vanilla Edessa. Those four are on my list. So be prepared. I'm probably going to get it anytime throughout the whole year. I probably will add all 5 or 4 to my fragrance collection, and then, you know, to at least join this little beautiful bean right here and, you know, sit on my collection. But so far, I'm enjoying what this has to give me for right now. Now, the next fragrance is from Reinvented. It's called Ethereal Soul. This fragrance proves to be another type of fruity fragrance with notes of cherry and some lemon, and you do get some black currants, some raspberry, some powdery notes of iris in there, and then you get a woody dry down. The woody dry down for me is the moss. Even though the moss is not a wood, it kind of presents a woody vibe to me. You do get notes of amber at the base. This is a very fruity floral fragrance in my opinion. Very good release from the brand. This came out in the tail end of the year, and I was able to snag this for a discount. I really think this is going to be a really great banger for the winter, and I believe even summer and spring months. It is a very beautiful fragrance. The cherry, you can still smell it in there. I believe the bergamot and the lemon give something unique to that cherry at the same time. It's a really good one, and I think it's going to be a beast, because when I spray this fragrance, when I tell you, on my wrist, it lasted for 10 hours plus, so I know it's going to be a beast. So this is another fragrance I added. I wanted it and I got it. When you're looking for the bubblegum perfume of your dreams and you finally got it, you're like a-okay, you're in that mode, you're feeling comfortable, you're like so happy because you got what you really wanted. Now this fragrance is a beautiful honey bomb fragrance. Like, when I say honey is the master performer in this fragrance, you will not believe me. So this is a fragrance that features a note of honey with some plum And you do get some little pepperiness with that white pepper. Then you get that bubblegum notes there. And you get tuberose. And you know, tuberose in a way can be quite bubblegummy. So you get a double dose of a bubblegum feel. And you do get some woodiness in the dry down with that palisander rosewood. Oh, this is intoxicating. When I tell you this is just a very super gorgeous, very boozy honey bomb fragrance. It does have a liquor note in there, so it's very sweet, very fruity, slightly powdery. Love the fragrance. I'm really glad I was able to get this in my collection for a steal. When I tell you I've been hunting this fragrance for a whole year, hoping that it hit discounted so I was able to at least get my nose on it, it was really damn near stalkerish, okay? When I'm a stalker for a fragrance, it goes to a different level. And when I finally got my hands on this, all was well in the word of Tinu and Perfumes. And I'm so happy to have this in my collection. It already has a dent because your girl has been wearing it. But yeah, this is another fragrance I added to my collection. The next fragrance I have here is from Kheir Fragrances. This is called Slow Sip Extrait de Perfume. Now this is another fragrance that I feel it's very amber woody. It's a little bit balsamic. It's slightly aromatic, a little bit sweet, a little bit musky. It has a bunch of fruits. It's a very tropical leaning kind of fragrance. Like if you're looking for the best fragrance for the summer, this is it. And it has a boozy note of cognac. It has that note of lime. The lime is in there front and center, but it's not a bitter lime where it kind of makes the fragrance smell a little masculine. It's more of a sweet lime. And then you do get some cardamom notes, which you know I love cardamom because it kind of gives that fragrance a slight spicy nuance to it. And it kind of, you know, makes it a little bit more complex. And then the mango in here, you guys know, if you don't already know, mango lover over here. I am mango addicted. And when I tell you the mango in here is realistic, it's sweet, it's decadent, it's delicious, divine, and then you get that coconut. Ooh, the coconut ties it all together. Kind of reminds me of a alcoholic fruity drink. And then you get rum. Did I tell you there was rum in there? Forgot to tell you that. That's another boozy accord. You get some caramel, you get some lily of the valley, you get some pepper in this. So this fragrance is every single facet that you're looking for in a fragrance. It's a warm, spicy, fruity, floral, slightly musky. Even though it does have that mango note, you guys are already thinking that this is a summer fragrance. But let me tell you, this is a summer, spring, fall, winter fragrance in one. Okay, I love it and I can't wait to wear more and tell you guys how much I love it. It actually is on my fragrance tray for January, so I will have a lot to say about it hopefully in a couple of months or so. Next fragrance is from Uber Beauty content creator Marlena Style. It's called Marste. That's the name of her fragrance. This is called Nuit Parisienne. Now this fragrance is a very unique fragrance. It is very plummy. You guys know I love plum to death. And it has some masala chai. I don't know what that is, but it is something that smells very different, very complex. There is some hazelnut that gives a nutty vibe to the fragrance. The fragrance itself is a slightly gourmand fragrance, very spicy at the same time. It does have black tea in there, so you do get that tea vibes. If you like Remember Me by Javoy, you would understand what I'm talking about. And you do get some sandalwood, some labdanum, and some vanilla. Now, I really enjoy the complexity of this fragrance. It's a very complex fragrance, yet wearable. Is it blind buy safe? I would say no. But is it gorgeous? Is it sexy? I would say yes. For the life of me, I don't understand why they're in a 1.7 fluid ounce. They need to be a 3.4. I don't know if you're watching Marlena. Please make a full-size bottle of these fragrances because let me tell you, I feel like I'll go through this bottle if I'm not careful because it's only 50 mLs and I'm really enjoying this scent. So I'm so scared to spray it. I'm done with the niche fragrances. You guys see that it wasn't that much. Middle Eastern is about 9. Yeah, we're gonna have to sit down and talk. And I'm gonna start with this fragrance that I actually opened. The rest that I have here is unopened, but this one, this is from French Avenue / Fragrance World. This is called Coco Morado. Now this fragrance, initially when I got it, I was like, what the heck? The reason why I said that is because it was so polarizing. It was so masculine. It was just too much oud. And I sprayed the nozzle out. I let it sit for a couple of days. I still think it's too much, but it's better than what I smelled in the beginning. It is a lot of patchouli, a lot of oud, some spicy notes of nutmeg, some spicy notes of clove. I think there's a clove note to this. There is lots of oud for sure. There is some fruity notes of peach. I can get the peach now. Initially I didn't, and I think it's the cold weather that kind of makes the fragrances not pick up on the notes of fruitiness. It kind of picks up on the dark, deep notes. If there's like a patchouli in there, if there's like a leather in here, there is something that smells leathery in here. I don't think there's a leather note, but I do get that leather vibe to this fragrance. This fragrance is actually supposed to be a dupe for Oud Cadenza by Maison Crivelli. So when I looked at it, it kind of looks like the notes are quite similar. This also has a cocoa butter note. Can you believe that? A cocoa butter. So this is a very unique fragrance. I feel like it is a very complex, polarizing, and a daredevil fragrance. It's one of those daredevil ones that I feel like you need to sniff before you buy. But this is a very, very, very low price fragrance. So if you are interested in what I've said, you can easily buy this on Jomo Shop. This is where I got it from, and try it out. And if you feel like you want to get the OG, the Oud Cadenza one, you can actually purchase it and see the similarities, or sniff the Oud Cadenza or get a sample and compare it. Because I really don't know if it's actually a dupe or not, because I haven't tried that fragrance before. But what I can tell you, this fragrance is a split unisex fragrance. It's both men and female. I don't think it's a feminine fragrance by any means, even though the bottle is purple and it's my favorite color. You know, I was thinking it was gonna be girly, foo la la. No, it's not. It is not blind buy safe. I'm telling you the truth. Do not try to think you can blind buy this unless you don't care how it smells. It is very sexy, very, you know, mysterious, you know, very sultry, all the things. I think it's a like, not a love, but I will update you guys in an update video very soon. Now we're going to talk about the fragrances that I've not opened. I'm going to talk about some fragrances from Golf Orchid / Maison Ozra. And we're talking about the Sweet Heaven Cherry and the Tobacco. Or I think it's Tobacco on Ice. Let me show you. It's the Sweet Heaven Ice and the Sweet Heaven Cherry. I believe I'm missing another one. It's the Tobacco one. I didn't get that one. I'm going to open them behind camera and we're going to talk about them. Now, this is the Sweet Heaven Cherry one. Now, I'm going to get a first whiff of this fragrance and let you guys know how it smells like. So, this fragrance is very cherry. I won't lie to you. Now, this fragrance has top notes of cherry, Divana, mandarin, myrrh, sandalwood, edible, base notes of musk, vanilla, and tonka. Oh, this is such a beautiful cherry. The cherry in here is slightly boozy in my opinion. Very sweet. I don't get any greenness from the Divana, which is awesome. I really don't like too much greenness in my fragrance. But I do get the myrrh that's in this fragrance. It's absolutely divine. I will say from first sniff, this is an absolute love. Really, really have no complaints. It doesn't smell like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So let's get that out the way. Definitely not a dupe. You know what it really reminds me of? It reminds me of Sweetheart Cherry from Bath and Body Works. Is that bonkers, or am I just reaching here? But they smell absolutely similar. Although this has a pistachio note to it, which kind of sets it apart from this, but they do kind of rival in a way. Like, I feel like if I was wearing this, I would want to layer it with Sweetheart Cherry. And I feel like it'd be a combo of life. I love this one. I think this is going to be a stunning winner. I can't wait to put this on my body and let you guys know more about this fragrance. So definitely I am missing Sweet Heaven Tobacco. I'm probably gonna get that with the Prodigy line to do my next slew of Middle Eastern fragrance haul, because I do have another haul coming up after this, because I have other purchases that are en route over to my house, and I didn't want to wait for them because the video will be too long. So you know, I am saving that for a different video. Now, this is Sweet Heaven Ice. Okay, this is how the bottle looks like. It's a very beautiful bottle, kind of a gradient royal blue to like a clear bottle right here. I'm gonna get a first whiff of this one and I will let you guys know what I think about this. You know what this fragrance reminds me of? I kid you not, it reminds me of Scent of Woods, Plum, and Cognac. I don't understand, and it just reminds me of the fragrance so much. So this has top notes of cognac, cinnamon, and plum, the middle notes of cashmere, wood, iris, and myrrh, and the base notes of tonka bean, vanilla, sandalwood, and caramel. I have a Scentbird 10 ml sample of the plum and cognac, so that's why I'm thinking that they smell so similar. Now I do get the booziness with the cognac note in here. The cinnamon is on steroids, and then you get that plum. Those are the key notes in this fragrance, I feel, in my opinion. And I feel this is just a perfect fragrance for the winter weather, for the cold weather especially. I think it would be great for fall too. So this is not a bad one. This is a sexy fragrance that I feel that you can wear on a date night, you can wear it to a party and stand out and smell absolutely sultry and divine at the same time. Yeah, it's a really, really good one. So this is Blind by Success in my opinion. We're going to talk about the infamous Empire from Khadlaj. It's called Empire Victor. And a lot of people have been telling me to get this fragrance. And I finally, like, literally was like, add to cart in TikTok, because TikTok has stolen my wallet, stolen my coins, stolen every single penny from me. And I feel like it's not just fragrances, it's just everything. I brought boots the other day, I brought some scrunch leggings for me to work out in, and I got me the Crumb and Dove collaboration crumble cookies. Remember that? The expensive cookies. A slice of 2 servings of your meal for the day. I got me that, and then they canceled 2 of the other ones. Refunded me. I was so pissed. But you know, I've been like on TikTok lately, and I heard TikTok is getting shut down on the 16th. I don't know how true that is. All my purchases have already been shipped, so I'm not really worried. To all those that have purchases that are still in limbo, I'm praying for you that you get your purchase. I opened the packaging. This is how the packaging looks like. It is a very beautiful white packaging. Khadlaj is another fragrance brand that I feel like that does packaging right. They do their fragrance bottles very, very, very sleek and beautiful. Not over the top like Lattafa can do at times. Very white, very clean bottle. I love the gold and white presentation right here. Now this features the note of vanilla, caramel, and lemon at the top. You do get some jasmine, vanilla, blossoms, and cedar wood in the heart, and you get vanilla bean, powdery musk, and sandalwood in the base. Now I don't know what this is duping, or if it is duping anything, but I am thinking that it might be duping Lyra from Xerdroff. The lemon is very faint in this fragrance, and I do get a lot of musk. This is one of them fragrances I'm gonna have to spray out the nozzle and get the straw out of the fragrance and revisit it. Oh my god, I sprayed too much. Now I'm getting the juice of the fragrance. It smells in the air better than my skin. It smells like vanilla sugar cookies, and I think that's what, more of a lemon kind of pound cake smell. And I do get that in the air. So I sprayed it out, and it's probably on its way to maceration. But I am going to wear it. You guys know I will wear it and give it a shot. I smell it now. It smells really divine. It smells like a pastry. Almost like a lemon Danish with icing and all that good stuff. And then I smell the lemon pound cake vibe. It reminds me of Bath and Body Works Iced Lemon Pound Cake, which I got 2 backups of during the semi-annual sale, because I love that fragrance. It is so great with Lyra. It's probably going to even be great with this fragrance. It's going to be great with Chopard's Lemon Dolce. I have a lot of lemon fragrances that this will be pleasant with. In the air, it's a love. On my skin, because I have so many fragrances, it's hard for me to smell. But I get this in the air. It smells very delicious. I do get the hype. Unfortunately, it is a good fragrance, so I can't lie about that. Now, I also got this from Aroma Concepts. This fragrance is called Ginger Babe. It's kind of similar to the bottle, like the Boutique that I got. I feel like the price point for this fragrance does not justify the size, okay? The size is just too small for the amount of juice that you do get. Now, this fragrance has top notes of ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg. It has the middle notes of hazelnut, caramel, and the base notes are vanilla and tonka bean. Now, we're going to spray this initial spray and see what we're getting. Overwhelmingly, I get a lot of ginger. I'm not really getting any of the gourmand notes of caramel and the hazelnut. Nothing nutty so far. I will let this dry and we'll talk about it. This is just straight up ginger. It's like you literally open up some ginger and you put it inside a juicer and you're getting that fresh smell from you draining the juice out of the ginger. And I get an overwhelming nutmeg in this fragrance. I do love spicy, but I was hoping to see the caramel peek through and the nuttiness of the hazelnut come into the fragrance. But so far, I'm getting none. Nada. Zero. I feel like this is another fragrance that you have to spray out the straw and let sit. So this is a fragrance that I'm probably going to revisit. And I feel the ginger is overpowering the other notes that are here to play. We're going to try it out. We're going to let it macerate. And then I'll come back with a concrete review and let you know if this is a blind buy success or you need to not get this fragrance, okay? This is the Creamy Biscuit fragrance. This is from the Ministry of Gourmand / Parrots Corner / Aroma Concepts. They did a collaboration again, and I was able to snag the two from the line. Now, the presentation of this bottle is amazing. Look at this beautiful bottle, guys. You can't tell me that this bottle is not well done. Paris Corner did their big one with this gorgeous, immaculate gold with sprinkles of crystals at the top kind of bottle. It is absolutely stunning. So I am going to get a whiff without even looking at the notes, just trying to see what I get from the fragrance. Now, definitely, I do get some biscuit vibes from this fragrance. I do get something caramel. I get something latonic, sort of like a milky vibe, a little bit of sweetness. I feel like there might be a sugar note to this, and I know there is a vanilla. Oh God, this is pleasant. And this smells like there is a banana to this. I don't know if there's really a banana. Now, the top notes on this is biscuit. The middle notes is coconut cream. The base notes of vanilla, sugary, and tonka bean. Now, I remember saying that there was something latonic about it, and I was telling you there was a creamy vibe. Yeah, there is a cream to it. There is coconut that could also give that latonic vibe. And there is something sugary. I told you there was probably a sugar note to this. If you are not a gourmand lover, stay away from this fragrance. If you don't like things that are sweet, decadent, that have that little pastry vibe, you're not going to like this. This one is not for non-gourmand lovers. This is for someone that loves something sweet and decadent, that literally is a sweet tooth in real life, that eats cake, that eats fudge every freaking day, and some brownies. You're gonna like a fragrance like this. This is just very beautiful. I can't wait to put this on my skin, give it a full wear, and let you know what my thoughts are. But so far, I can tell you this is a love, in my opinion. Now, the second one is called Cake Temptation. This also is in that same packaging. Now, this one is sort of a champagne looking, kind of green and gold packaging, and with the same crystals that are on the top. This is called Cake Temptation. I will spray this and get my first opinion about this fragrance. Oh yeah, straight up like a cake. This has probably a strawberry note. Strawberries, some cream. Yeah, I get strawberries. I get like a strawberry shortcake vibe. So the top notes of this is fruity, gourmand, red fruits. The red fruits could possibly be a strawberry, like I mentioned. The middle is milky, fruity, and toasted, and the base is sweet and fruity. Not really concretely telling me what the notes are, but just giving me ideas of what it could be. You can't hide from that strawberry. It's there, it's present, and it's there in your nose. But the Latonic vibes, I get that. I get some kind of milky, creamy vibe to this fragrance. Like there is either a milk note to it or something buttery that's in the underground of this fragrance. This is another one. Now, between the Creamy Biscuit and the Cake Temptation, I feel like the Cake Temptation has more of a strong presence. I feel like it's more stronger. I feel like it's maybe gonna project a lot more, and it's more appealing in my opinion. I feel like this is gonna be a winner. It's gonna be a great one that I added. So far this is a great one. I feel like you should need to get your nose on this. This is very inexpensive. I waited for a sale on TikTok and I snagged them for a deal. When I say a deal, it was a big deal. Next fragrance is Khaltaat Rose from Maison Oud. Now, this is another fragrance that I had my eyes on. This packaging is a little more luxe, in my opinion. The fragrance is actually in another bottle, in another package. Kind of, you know, luxe, like I said. And then you pull it out and here is the beauty of the fragrance. Now this fragrance, I feel like it's fully macerated because the ones I've been seeing, the juice has not been this dark. Now feast your eyes on the gorgeousness that's this bottle right here. Isn't this a luxe bottle for a Middle Eastern fragrance? And this was not super expensive. It was like 60 something bucks. Still very, very cheap in my opinion for the quality that you're getting. So I'm going to spray it out first, get a little bit of it out, and we're going to spray. I don't even know if I have any more room, but we're going to create something. If you're not a fan of rose, I would say do not get this fragrance. But if you are a fan of rose and you love it, get this fragrance. This is a very beautiful, sexy fragrance. Very beautiful. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. I knew I was gonna love this based off the notes. It's just like when you know, you know. If you look at the notes of a fragrance and you can absolutely concretely say you like every single note in the fragrance, you are possibly going to like the fragrance. And that's what I felt when it came to this fragrance. Now this features top notes of vanilla, rose, and you do get some white flowers. In the middle notes, you do get powdery notes, some citrus, some floral notes. And in the base, you get musk and coconut. I feel like this is going to be a beast mode fragrance, but it's still not going to be those kind of fragrances that will kill you in the process. This is given sexy, luxe, sultry. I am not mad on the smell. The smell is absolutely divine and I recommend it. It's such a beauty. I need to look into this brand and see what else they have to offer. It is a banger in my opinion. Very beautiful. Now we're down to our last fragrance. This is from French Avenue / Fragrance World. This is called Carnal Desire. Now this is a collaboration with Aromatix on YouTube and I wanted to smell this one. I really was intrigued about the second one, but this one piqued my interest because of the notes that it had. It kind of leaned slightly feminine in my opinion, and that's why I got it. Now this is how the bottle of this fragrance looks like. It is very unique, different, you know, very unique, notwithstanding. Now this is another fragrance that I'm gonna spray out the nozzle real quick and get a little bit of that smell out, and then I'm gonna smell it. Why does this smell like liquid broom? I swear to God, this is what I'm getting. And you know, Fragrance World already created liquid broom already, so I don't understand why they would do a dupe. I wouldn't say this is a feminine fragrance. It's very unisex, even though the notes imply otherwise. Now this is a leathery, oudy, fruity, flowery fragrance, okay, with a slight touch of wood. I could tell this fragrance actually reminds me of a fragrance from Maison Corvelli. I think it's Oud Maracuja. And then when you go on Fragrantica, guess what? It is sort of duping Oud Maracuja. I know my nose was not lying. It has cotton candy, raspberry, cinnamon, and bergamot with orris rose, leather oud, vanilla, cedar, and patchouli. Now this is why I thought it would be feminine, because it had cotton candy, it had some fruity notes, and I feel the letter in here is not too crazy as the other ones. The other ones that I had, the letter is just too much. When I say too much, it's too prominent. It is strong, it is front and center, it is literally squashing the other notes like you cannot be here. You cannot be here. It just literally gets rid of everything, and all you're getting is pure leather and oud. And I absolutely hate that. But with this one, I feel like it's going to be a love. Now the leather is kind of tapering off, and you're getting more of the raspberry, which I like. And this is going to be going because I feel like the cotton candy might come out and play and say hello. I am really pleased. So I will be testing this one out as well. Most of these fragrances are going to go on my tray for February, so I can get wears out of it and then come back and tell you my opinions. Of course, that's probably what's going to happen eventually. If you guys enjoy this haul and you really like hauls, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let YouTube know you love my content. And if you're new to my channel, you got to the end of this video, what are you waiting for? The subscribe button is waiting. It's lonely. It wants you to click it. Why not join the fam? We are all here to talk about fragrance, beauty, and lifestyle. I will be popping off with a lot of makeup content. I will be talking about a lot of beauty products, doing beauty hauls, and doing some makeup tutorials very soon. So if you're interested in that, why not subscribe? And don't forget to hit that post notification, because it will notify you when I post a fresh new content, because YouTube will not let you know. If you got to the end of this video, please leave me a purple heart emoji. It lets me know that you're ride or die fans of Tinu and you love watching my channel. Thank you guys again so much for your love and support and watching this video. I love you guys, and I will see you yet in another video. Bye.